just because of what we've seen.
Oh, hold in. This
The
is not...
backstab as well.
Yeah, the timing on this. Mosh's timing is so hard to work against. Shao, fortunately for Na'Vi, finds a great bit of timing. Even able to readjust for Kiwi.
Just on the drive-by.
Beautiful. Angel. Spin red. That's a round from Kiwi.
This guy is insane once again today.
The A split, 3-2 as it stands. This time CNED is here, posted up a little deeper, but we've seen constant pressure and problems coming in from Moj and Fallen. Has the ult. Sugetsu too close, and CNED finds a pick towards main. So Sugetsu does only have that stinger, but he's in the perfect place for it. Making it hard work, but Kiwi isolates CNED. They still don't know about the follow-up.
I know exactly.
Now they probably will do. Now there's problems aplenty. Kiwi's found more. FUT are just flooding through this one. Angel and Zipan need a lot. That's going to help, though. Spike going to go down where it stands. Maybe they can defend this. Kiwi going to pop the ult and try and get a little closer. Has support here, 2v3. Can these two players from Na'Vi hold on to it? No! Kiwi again!
Kiwi is just nuts with this ultimate, man.
So good.
Viper wall down for now. This is looking very good for them, at least getting close. And here's the chaos that they tend to thrive in. But Mr. Fallen's got 3! 4, in fact! He's stopping them all by himself! An ace in the opening round! We looked at his teammates to step it up, but he's done it himself!
He has just absolutely obliterated them. His own utility setting himself up. Sure, okay, there was a KO knife. Maybe the easiest assists we've ever seen from Cracks. Oh yeah, you know what? I'll take 5 assists at the beginning of the round.
So today we're going to talk about our final EMEA team and how they can win Masters Tokyo, and that of course is FUT Esports. The picture we've got on them here is them all dressed in suits. The other members are a part of this picture. I just couldn't quite fit them on, unfortunately. They're on the sides, but let's talk about FUT and how this team can win Masters Tokyo. So for those of you who maybe aren't as familiar, because FUT perhaps are a bit of a surprise to make it to Masters Tokyo, but here we are. They are an all-Turkish team consisting of Mr. Fall in the IGL, Cracks, Moj, Atacaptain, Kiwi, and their coach Geis, I think is how you say it. And as you can see by some of the numbers here, they have not been as dominant as a lot of the other teams we have taken a look at, and in particular, their first kill to first death isn't perhaps as strong other than Kiwi, and we'll talk about that a bit later. You can kind of tell by these numbers that they are, you know, perhaps a bit more of a surprise pick, although they did beat Na'Vi and are technically the 3rd seed for EMEA. We're taking a look at FUT's playstyle. Let's start with their attack side, which, well, as we'll see later on, is definitely better than their defensive side for the most part. And in this round, they're going to come up with a pretty simple idea. It's actually the pistol round in their game against Na'Vi, so this was for 3rd place, essentially, in EMEA. And they're just going to go for pretty much a straight B hit. They got this Viper wall across here, and so let's take a look at how it goes early on.
I haven't been blown away by some of the Yoru plays we've seen from Na'Vi, but
The concept is good, though.
This is the time to make best use of live games, right? Yeah.
And what a chance to bring it out against someone like FUT, who is extremely diligent on this map. They are certainly no slouches, probably one of their best maps that they've challenged some of the better teams out there with. So if you're going to try and run something to test out its validity, how conceptually good it can be, this is a fantastic one for them. So let's see what Na'Vi can do about this, because it is going to be Na'Vi on the defending side and FUT, of course, on the attack. Kiwi already looking to take that space, and CNED hits the evacuation button.
Yeah, down to 10 HP as well. So the plant will come through here.
Spike planted.
B site.
Okay, but now let's just pause and take a look as they've taken the B site, as we just saw, you know, pretty simply. They got the spike down. But now I want to analyze this post plant that they have, and you'll see straight away the FUT can be quite a dynamic team, and they have a good sense, I think, of playing well as a team, understanding what's going on, and you'll see that right here, right? So what we're going to get from Na'Vi is this little double flank here, and instantly what FUT are going to do, it is a pistol round, so I think this makes even more sense, is start to get into groups, right? So we got a group of 3 here, and these two are going to play as a pair as well, right? Which in our pistol round, I think is a good idea. And what you'll see is, as, you know, the turret gets destroyed here, and they realize this flank is coming in, they smoke off CT, and you can see that they're kind of, you know, wondering what's going on towards the kind of small door here, and kind of waiting for this aggression to come at any moment from that point. But no aggression does come, and so Kiwi's going to start to explore this area, right? And he's just going to see not much is going on. And obviously they know that this flank is coming in as well now, and so perhaps with that flank coming in, Kiwi's starting to figure, hey, maybe these guys that, should most likely be coming from this way have actually gone and already done that, and that means that this area is free. And you'll see he's about to go on this big little flank here that, is going to mean that these guys can then just focus their attention on CT, and these guys can focus on the flank. And so it just means that they're in a really good spot to win this round, and as you'll see, it kind of goes flawlessly, and you'll see them playing off each other as well very well.
From Zipan, should at least facilitate that push up a little bit deeper, but this is the crunch that can get a little bit tricky. Moj already taking a bit of chip damage, but there's no real big step towards the site yet. They do need to get some commitment behind this.
Yeah, there is. The time is ticking away right now. Mr. Fulham will find the first. Zipan and actually Moj and Atta all find kills.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, so far so good. FUT in control here. No threats made by Na'Vi. That was decisive. 5 alive, plant in. That retake never got going.
But now let's stick with their attack side here, where they're going to be playing against Fnatic on Bind, where they're actually going to manage to beat Fnatic on this map, and in large part it was due to their attack side. And we'll see it in this round right here, round number 16, where things aren't going to start off great for FUT. They're going to go for this A hit, where, we got a minute left or so in the round, and they're going to come for this A hit, and they're actually going to lose the first kill, but then we'll talk about it a bit later of how they managed to kind of exploit Fnatic on this map.
Well, no one holds anymore ever since the map changed, where you used to have the box to hide out behind, although this camera spots a whole lot of players, and Alpier gets the spam shots going back.
That was Kiwi locked out of position, but it's Moj that got picked up, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong. Still, FUT continue with that push.
Oh, big ulti. Forcing these players either into the teleport or up into lamps. 37 seconds left on the clock.
Which is why Fnatic are actually scared of taking lamp control right
So you can see that they've ended up in a pretty bad spot here. They lost the first kill down towards short, and we've just seen a Brim ult in there. You've just seen Boaster go for a Brim Rolly to stop this plant as well. But you can see where FUT have smoked off here. They've smoked Heaven and they've smoked Deep CT, and in a second, all that's going to happen is basically Atta Captain's just going to come up here and just start fighting in spawn. And this is something that they did consistently against Fnatic, where they just decided to fight in this area, the kind of backside of A, and Fnatic had no idea what to do. And Boaster even said as much in the post-match interview, where he's like, no team's ever done that on us before, right? Everyone just tries to get the spike down, we try and deny the spike, and yeah, we just didn't know what to do against FUT swinging on his backside and just taking those fights.
Right now, they're going to take the fight onto the site straight away. Boaster close by, Incendiary to deny it, and a Captain pushing forward. The man's got balls of steel, and still keeping it going. They hit their shots, and in a matter of seconds, Fnatic are stopped. Chronicle on the wrong side of the map, and he's just already given up. That's it. This is the round.
But now let's come to FUT's defensive side, which is a side that they've struggled with a little more than their attack side. And you might think Turkish team, they're going to be proactive, they're going to be trying to take as many fights as they can, but I actually think that FUT, when FUT aren't playing well on this defensive side, it's actually because they can be a little bit timid, I think, at times, and not proactive enough. But this is a good example where they are going to be proactive. These two here are going to come and destroy this Cypher Cam, and, normally when you destroy a bit of Sentinel utility like this, you might think like, oh, back off, because, they know that we're here now. But not this time. They're going to actually continue to push up, and they're going to come and punish Alfia just here, and manage to get this first kill by being proactive.
That orb. But very close to having that Nightfall. Kiwi as well, Durka too. This is a round where in the mid-round, ults are going to come online, and these teams are going to have to get creative to use it, and that's Kiwi's right there.
Alpha often position on lurk positions.
Now, Fnatic off the back of that are going to come and do a little B hit here. Now, we're going to see a couple roses from both raises in this round, and you'll see that we kind of end up in a bit of a stalemate as the kills go back and forth between FUT and Fnatic.
Could be an indicator of the aggression to the left-hand side.
And watch that, the contact down B long, I thought was going to inform Chronicle looking for maybe a lurk attempt. Instead, they're just zooming in with the ult.
So quick to aggress, but Showstopper avoided. Still too alive for the defense. Mr. Fallen so close with the Spectre
And
could do
Captain
it
up
long.
in Hookah is such a good position. Look at him out the window.
Tries to hide out of the smoke, but still only good for one.
This is so awkward. The spike is stuck in elbow. Boaster on 4 HP. His teammate's not in sight yet as Kiwi is hunting out too. He gets a critical kill, but there's two players in the backside they have to go through, and he can't easily escape to teleport.
That was so unlucky.
But if we just pause it at this point here, we've got 26 seconds left in the round. We've still got Mr. Fallen and Cracks here on the backside. Boaster actually has the spike in a pretty bad spot, to be honest. He's kind of trapped in elbow whilst the rest of his team is behind this Viper wall just here. So that's not great either. And at this point, yeah, we're kind of in a bit of a stalemate, right? Well, Fnatic with, without Durka now, without Althea, are going to have to try and, kill these players on site. And for FUT, they just, kind of need to hold it down as the time ticks down. But they're going to make a mistake here, because what's about to happen is Marge is about to take the teleporter. And that is not a good idea in this situation, because it's going to give Fnatic an easy out, where Boaster is actually going to manage to run back, take the TP, and get a free plant on this A site, right? So even if Marge had rotated but not taken the teleporter, that would probably be better, because then obviously Fnatic don't know that this A site is free. But considering that Fnatic have seen the KO util, they've seen Fade util as well, they know that these two players are on the site, and they don't know where the Viper is. But by taking the teleporter, they give Fnatic perfect information that this A site is completely free. And so even though we end up in a 3v2, you're going to see this doesn't play out well for FUT.
But now the snakebite is really causing trouble for the backline
Flank
of
now.
the defenders. Yes, the TP is being taken, pressure to the backline of Fnatic, but the time is dwindling, and Fnatic have a decision to make. Do they rotate? Yes, they do. Both are already moving into the A site, and he will be able to get the plant down. FUT have got every single one of the defenders onto this B site.
Oh, brutal. Chronicle can't find that kill, but hey, they saved the Pride Boaster there. He got out. Now they have to worry about Moj coming in late down A short. Leo going to be put in a position where he has to take this fight on his own. Boaster too.
Timing is everything. Oh, Boaster, he's sticking around. Only Lau jumped off the ledge.
Now the fight short.
Leo picks it up. Fnatic square things up 2-2. Inwards again, lamp control ignored by FUT, wanting to isolate the fight into sight. Boaster ring around the Rosie and catches them both unawares. Fnatic with a third one on the board.
In terms of their team stats and stuff like that, you can see the disparity between their attack and defense side win rates. Talking about some of those problems that I mentioned earlier about them maybe not being proactive enough. But on their attack side, they are a genuinely very good attack team and have some nice ideas. In terms of their map pool, it's an interesting one. Their best maps, I'm almost certain, are Haven and Lotus, and I think that they would definitely agree with me. Their worst map is definitely Split. But then after that, it's kind of an interesting choice, as you can see here from the more detailed stats, because they've only played Fracture and Bind once, but they won against Fnatic on Bind, and they won against Navi on Fracture, and both those teams are, like, obviously very good teams, but also those are meant to be some of their better maps as well for those teams. So, yeah, like, genuinely impressive that they won that, and they were permabanning Fracture for a lot of the season, as you can see. I'm not sure if they'll continue, because they did beat Navi on that map. They did then ban it against Liquid the game after. I honestly don't know why, because I feel like, judging what they showed from against the Navi, I feel like they got a chance on that map. They are, obviously, they've played a ton of Lotus, as you might expect. They pretty much pick it anytime they get the chance to, but their Haven, as I said, is pretty good as well. Now, in terms of their comps, you can see it's not like super meta. They always like to throw in their own kind of little twist on kind of like a meta comp with a twist is how I would say that they play, right? So for instance, we've got, the Gecko here on Haven, or even their Lotus comp, right? They are going with the Neon, but it's not Sky, it's KO instead of Sky, right? So it's kind of like they're kind of close, but they have their own little twists on a lot of these comps. And that shows up in the agent picks as well, because they definitely have some favorites. For instance, they aren't really playing Harbor at all. They're playing a lot of Omen, like a lot of EMEA teams do. They do play quite a bit of Cypher, but also actually a lot of Killjoy as well. So, they're kind of heavy in on the Sentinels, you could say. They play a lot of Neon. This comes from, obviously, their Lotus comp, where, they play Neon on Lotus, and they play Lotus a lot. But KO, I think this is the highest number I've seen in terms of a plus. Plus 46 compared to the average for KO. They definitely love their KO, and as I said, they are actually playing Gecko on Haven as well. So how do FUT win Masters Tokyo? Well, obviously, it's not going to be easy for them. For FUT to win Masters Tokyo, Kiwi's probably going to have to be the MVP, and more than Kiwi are just going to have to step up as well. All their players are going to have to step up, like they kind of did in this game against Navi, where we're going to see in this instance, they win the game winning a 2v4, right? This is the kind of thing that they're going to need, right? Even when Kiwi dies early like that, we're going to need to see something special. I also think that on certain maps against the best teams, they will generally struggle on certain maps. So they might need to come up with either different comps, right? Maybe some weird playstyles, show something completely new, come in with some completely different ideas that people, have never seen before, that kind of thing. That might need to happen as well for them. But to win Masters Tokyo, I would say probably the thing that they need is they need the like EG confidence boost, right? That we saw like EG playing in the playoffs of Americas, you know, just going crazy and destroying like C9 and all of that. FUT need to probably do that, right? Where they play completely free, they play, you know, they play their own game and they're just absolutely, you know, hitting all their shots and stuff like that. That's probably what needs to happen for them to win Masters Tokyo.
And they are sprinting towards A.
Yes, this is huge actually, to get this control on site now with an operator, Lauren.
And Sugetsu even going to find cracks here. That's the value. Xiao delivering smoke now in place. The cross is going to be there. 8 seconds. They need to get this down. Anything to stop it? No. Angel is going to commit. Get that done. Hold on, and a captain!
He's got 2!
How's he found 2 here? And now down to the 2v2.
He's got his ultimate!
Oh, but the spray and the orbital strike is there! And it's all in Sugetsu's hands. He's got to watch that cross. Finds 1. He needs another, though. He wants to buy time. He wants to do everything he can.
5 HP.
Oh, he's down to
He's
1. Flash comes in.
Oh my God!
1 HP. Mr. Fallen. Perfect work. FUT are the real deal, Mike. I'm convinced of it. You take Na'Vi like that on this map, you deserve all the credit in the world.